Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I am Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we are going to be looking at reflexive pronouns. These are pronouns like myself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves. We'll be learning how they work and we will practice using them. We will begin. I will kind of explain a few things and a few special situations, and then we'll do a lot of exercises to practice and talk about it as we do our practice. Then maybe at the end, towards the end of class, we'll look at some typical verbs that are used with reflexive pronouns. So that's the plan. We will begin right after I welcome students to the class. Hello, Hogan. Welcome. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm great considering it's Monday for me, Monday morning.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from United States, of course. I'm an American, but I live in the Philippines now.
Oh, Philippines right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So,
Monday.
so it's Monday morning here. That's right. Okay, let me also welcome Jonathan. How are you today?
Doing great, and you?
Great. I'm doing okay. Thank you. Nice to have you in class again. And we have been joined by, is it Fook? Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. What is your name, please? Fook. Okay. Welcome to the class. Where are you from, Fook?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam? Okay. Terrific. Glad to have you with us today. And okay, plenty of room in the class for any viewers out there here at Verbling who want to get in the class. Plenty of room, so just come on in anytime. Don't be shy. Don't worry if you're a little late. Not a problem. Okay. Fook, if I could just give you some advice. When you're not speaking, we're going to do some exercises. We'll take turns and everybody will get a chance. But when you're not speaking, if you wouldn't mind muting your microphone so that sounds, when you're moving around or sounds in your house, we don't hear them. Okay? If you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, okay, we've got one more who has joined us. Hello, Lena. Hi, Lena. Welcome to the class.
Hi, okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lena. Good
Nice
to
to
see
see
you
you.
again. Yeah, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you back in class. And also, Carolina has joined us. Hello, Carolina.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm just fine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of lecture to start off with for 5 or 10 minutes. So as I present this material, if anybody has any questions, feel free to interrupt me. It's quite all right if any questions at all, and I'll be happy to answer them, of course. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do a screen share and talk about reflexive pronouns. Okay. All right, for example, Steve introduced himself to the other guests. All right, basic rule. It's quite simple. We use these reflexive pronouns, myself, yourself, himself, when the subject noun and the object noun are the same. The subject noun is the person, place, or thing that does the action. The verb, of course, introduced is the action. And the object noun is what the verb is acting to. The verb happens to the object noun. So when the subject noun and the object noun are the same, that is the time to use a reflexive pronoun. Basic, very basic. There's some kind of nuances which I will go over. First of all, plural and singular is pretty straightforward. Singular, myself, yourself, if you're talking to one person, of course. Himself, herself, and itself. And the plurals are ourselves. Notice the V. Please be careful to pronounce the V. Ourselves, yourselves, if you're talking to a group of people, or at least more than one person. And themselves. All the plurals have the V. Okay, I don't want you to pay for me. I'll pay for myself. All right, subject noun, object noun are the same. You cannot say I'll pay for me. That doesn't work because you're using me instead of the reflexive. He hit me. Now, me is the normal object pronoun. But because the subject pronoun and the object pronoun are the same, that's when we have to use the reflexive instead of the normal object pronoun. All right, Amy had a great holiday. She really enjoyed herself. Great. In the question form, do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself sometimes? Obviously said to one person. Okay, you see the F there. Very common expression, very common sentences. If you want more to eat, help yourselves. All right, very, very common expression in English, which you would say, of course, to more than one person. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they say help yourself is like a come and eat more.
This last example.
Yes, the help. I'm done getting the help.
Help yourself.
Yes.
Very common English expression. Very, very, really common conversational, normal, everyday English. It's a polite expression that we use to tell people, don't wait for me to ask you, would you like some cookies? Just take a cookie if you want one, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Okay.
Have a
Okay,
cookie.
go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm
Okay.
not understanding that help, but now I understand. Thank you.
Okay. And by the way, it would be very common to say, go ahead, help yourself. Even if, for example, another way we use this, Jonathan, if you said, may I have a cookie, I would reply, go ahead, help yourself.
Okay.
Even though go ahead, help yourself, there appears to be no subject noun, but in fact there is, because that is a command sentence. Okay, like clean your room, do your homework. The subject noun you is implied. It's there. You don't hear it, you don't see it, but it is there in a command sentence. So go ahead, help yourself. I can use reflexive because the you is automatically there in a command sentence. So actually, thank you for the question because it helps me bring up that point. All right, you will hear the reflexive for you, yourself, or yourselves, if you're giving a command sentence, even though there appears to be no subject noun, there really is. All right, so thanks. Good question. It helps me make that extremely important point. All right. Compare. It's not our fault. You can't blame us. Okay. It's our own fault. We should blame ourselves. Okay. Okay, so so you hear somebody else, not us. You is a different person. In the second sentence, we is us. So we can't say us, we say ourselves. That's the difference there. Okay, some specific things that you should know. The basic rule is quite simple. When the subject and object noun are the same, we use the reflective as the object noun. However, there are a few little particulars you should be aware of. We do not normally, I would slightly change this information. We do not normally use myself after feel, relax, concentrate, meet. This is a very normal mistake. I can't relax myself. I have often heard language learners use that. It sounds very unnatural. Sounds a little strange. You need to concentrate yourself. I've definitely heard that before. Okay, so you can't meet yourself. Meet ourselves. You meet other people. You meet a different group of people. So the same thing is you can't blame us. That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, somebody meets a different somebody. So meet clearly really can't. You can't meet yourself unless, of course, you have access to a time machine. You go back in the past, you meet yourself in a past time. Oh, never mind. That just can't happen. Okay, so it doesn't make sense that the subject and object noun would be the same. Okay, so really, it's just not normal. It would be a very special situation to use a reflexive with feel, relax, and concentrate, and it just is physically impossible with meet.
Just a moment.
Yes.
Can I ask? What about yourself, herself, with this verb? Is it possible to use?
Okay, good question. She can't relax herself. Like that, you mean? Yeah, even that sounds really weird. Okay, we can say it like this. Actually, that sounds weird, Lena, but this doesn't. This sounds okay to me. She can't make herself relax. So when I say it that way, it sounds okay. But a direct statement still sounds weird. He can't concentrate himself sounds weird to me. But the form he can't make himself.
He feels bad himself. Yeah.
He feels bad about himself. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to. You can. So you can. That's a very good question. You can, but we do little tweaks, I guess, to the sentence structure to make it work. He feels bad about himself. What we're really doing is okay. We're making. He can't make himself relax. Okay, so he can't make himself relax. See, what we're doing is we're changing what the object noun. He can't. Okay, he can't make himself. All right, obviously we can use the reflexive with make. So what we're doing is we're making it easier for ourselves. He can't make himself relax. So what I'm actually doing when I say he can't make himself relax, actually relax in this sentence is actually an infinitive. It's what's called a bare infinitive. There's no to. Normally an infinitive has to verb. So anyway, I changed the sentence around to get the proper meaning. All right, he feels bad about himself. Basically, now what I'm doing, I'm using feels as a linking verb with bad, the adjective, and I'm adding a prepositional phrase about himself. So in order to make it so I can, but I have to use alternate sentence structures. Do you understand what I'm doing? So I'm not doing it directly. I'm not doing it directly as the object noun. I really wouldn't say he can't relax himself, or he needs to concentrate himself. Actually, that sounds very funny because another meaning of concentrate is like to reduce concentration to get rid of water, diluted to undilute. So it sounds like orange juice, concentrated orange juice. You know, you add water to it. So if I say he can't concentrate himself, it sounds very funny. It sounds like he's going to, like orange juice, remove water from his body. It sounds really weird and funny, actually. Okay, so you see what I'm doing? So not directly, but indirectly, we can change the sentence around.
I have a question about the fear.
Yeah.
Can
Sure.
I say like, I feel myself comfortable? Can I say that?
No, that sounds
That
very
sounds
odd.
weird. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no. We would just say I don't feel comfortable. You know, because really you don't have an object noun.
Well, I can just say I feel comfortable.
Sure.
Not
Right.
like I feel myself comfortable. Okay, thank you.
Right, exactly. And we'll get to that a little bit more as well. It has to also do with the fact that they're transitive or intransitive verbs. Hold that thought, because we'll come back to that, because there's other verbs that have a similar effect. Just trust me, we'll get back to that, or elaborate on it later. Okay, this next little bit, we normally use wash, shave, dress without myself. Normally. Okay, notice the difference. We do not use myself here. We normally. He got up, washed, shaved, and dressed. Not he washed himself. However, we will do it if we need to show emphasis. For example, even though he broke his arm, he can still wash himself. Okay? Not the normal day-to-day washing, shaving, dressing, and such. But if we need to show emphasis to the fact that he can do it like all by himself without help, then we can. Special circumstances wherein it would be surprising. Where it can be assumed that people can wash, shave, and dress themselves. You know, a child, you could say she got dressed. She's only 2 and she got dressed all by herself. Well then, okay. We're emphasizing that it's unusual. Okay. One more thing, or 1 or 2 more things. Selves and each other, or reflexive pronouns and each other. Okay, you got to be careful with this, the phrase each other, because it it makes a big difference. Kate and Joe stood in front of the mirror and looked at themselves. Kate and Joe both looked at Kate and Joe. All right. As opposed to Kate looked at Joe, Joe looked at Kate, they looked at each other. Not both at the same time. Each other singular. All right. So you talk to each other. All right. You talk to each other. All right. You're having a conversation. You talk to yourselves. Each person is talking to themselves. Themselves, rather. Which would be a little silly. It is possible to use one another instead of each other. It's maybe slightly more formal. For example, how long have you and Ben known each other, or how long have you and Ben known one another? Yeah, okay. Not much difference, slightly more formal perhaps with one another. Sue and Alice don't like each other. All right, don't like one another. So either. So these can be substituted for each other. Okay, basically, anytime. Okay. Okay, and last thing, again, very similar to the idea that we looked at with wash, shave, and dress. We want to show emphasis. Last note, where we use these reflexive pronouns. For example, who repaired your bike for you? I repaired it myself. Okay. Anytime we want to emphasize the concept, like all by myself, all alone, I did it. Aren't I amazing? Aren't I wonderful? I did it myself. Okay. When we're trying to add emphasis to how very impressive it is that you could do it yourself. It emphasizes. Again, it's used for emphasis. That's it. Okay, I'm not going to do your work for you. You can do it yourself. All right, and sometimes, by the way, I think I slipped and I said it automatically. To even add more emphasis, you could use the phrase "all by." All by himself, myself, yourself. To add even more emphasis than just the reflexive. You can do it all by yourself. You don't need my help. Okay. Let's paint that house ourselves. It will be much cheaper. Okay. Instead of let's paint the house. Hey, let's paint the house. Let's do it ourselves. Right? It'll be much cheaper. We're adding emphasis. Emphasizing the idea that we're going to do it alone. Okay. The film itself wasn't very good. This usage. But I love the music. All right. Again, really just to add emphasis. It's not necessary. I could say the film wasn't very good, but I love the music. Just to draw attention to the idea. Okay. I don't think Lisa will get the job. Lisa herself doesn't think so. Okay, again, or Lisa doesn't think so herself, to add emphasis to the idea. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's try some exercise to see if you guys got some of these ideas, and we can talk about it more as things come up. So, in this first exercise, we're just going to add the verb with myself or yourself or whatever other reflexive pronoun we may need. For example, number 1, Steve introduced himself to the other guests at the party. Okay. Hogan, try number 2. Using the verbs up here, sorry.
Okay. When Ben fell down some steps, but fortunately he didn't hurt himself.
Fortunately. Okay. Perfect. I'm nothing really to add there. That seems pretty obvious to me. Jonathan, you want to try number 3?
Yes. See, it isn't Susie's fault.
Yeah, that's it.
Sue's fault. She really should not blame herself.
Yeah, thanks for that correction. Yeah. She really shouldn't blame herself. Very good. And Jonathan, a little advice. Okay, you got the verb and the reflexive totally correct, but don't be shy about speaking the contracted forms. Isn't, shouldn't.
Isn't, shouldn't. Okay.
Okay.
Should.
General rule when we're looking at contractions is that you should, any kind of formal writing, I'm talking about academic or business or anything of that nature, you should use full form. Do not use contractions. Who cares if you're texting your best friend or your sister? Who cares? Do whatever you feel like. In speaking, even if the President of the United States is giving his inaugural address, his most important speech he will ever give in his life, he will use contracted forms. Okay.
Okay. And
So it's
speaking is more common to use contractions.
completely normal. And it sounds a little odd, actually, if we use full forms. It sounds slightly pretentious, is what it
Okay.
sounds. Again,
That's bad.
even the president uses contractions when he speaks. You take a listen next time you listen to Mr. Obama. You will
Okay.
see, indeed, he does use contractions. Okay, moving on. Lena, number 4.
Please try and understand how I feel. Put yourself in my position.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Nice job. All right. Very good. Very common phrase, by the way. Very normal phrase. Put yourself in my shoes would be another idiomatic way to say the same thing. Put yourself in my shoes. Okay. Or, you could put yourself in his shoes, her shoes, whatever. Very good. And this is where we have put yourself, it's a new sentence, put yourself in my position. This is like a command sentence. So even though the you doesn't appear to be there, it is there. So we're using the reflective. That was very good. Didn't know you would get that one. Carolina, how about number 5?
The children had a great time at the beach. They really enjoyed themselves.
Yes, they did. They really enjoyed themselves. With enjoy is a transitive verb. It needs to have an object noun. I enjoy ice cream. Whatever. If you don't have any other thing that you are enjoying, abstract or concrete, I enjoy freedom. Okay, fine. If you don't have anything, it needs to have an object noun. So we often would be using reflexive nouns with enjoy. Very common to, collocation. Often goes together. I enjoyed myself at the party. Okay, Hogan, back to you.
Number 6. Be careful. That pan is very hot. Don't burn yourself.
There we go. Another command sentence. I think you might have seen a pattern by now. But there's a lot of times when we use a command sentence, we're going to be using a reflexive noun. It seems to happen a lot, and a lot of these, don't hurt yourself, don't burn yourself, okay, take care of yourself. These are all command sentences where the subject noun isn't spoken, but it's there. It's automatically you. All right, Jonathan.
Yes.
Number 7.
Sometimes I can't say exactly what I mean. I wish I could express myself better.
That's it. I wish I could express myself better. Okay, very good. Okay, before we move on, we'll try another exercise. Let me welcome Andre to the class. Hello, Andre.
Yes, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not too bad, not fine, thank you.
Okay. Welcome to the class. We'll come around back to you in just a second. Let's kind of go in order here. We're gonna, okay, now this one's a little tricky because we're gonna possibly use a reflexive noun or possibly use a regular object pronoun. So you're gonna have to be on your toes a little for this next round of exercises. Lena, well, one's already done. Amy had a great holiday. She enjoyed herself. Again, very commonly co-located with enjoy. Okay, Lena, number 2.
It's not my fault. You can't blame myself.
But is myself you? Is myself you, Lena?
It's not my fault. You can't blame yourself. Yeah.
No.
You
Here,
can't blame myself.
here it's going to have to be the regular object noun. You can't blame me.
Okay. I'm stupid.
Okay. No, you're not. No. No. It's okay. It's a little tricky. All right. So there it is. Yeah, you gotta.
Okay,
You're real
I
careful.
understand.
Okay. All right. All right. Great. Well, we'll move on. Carolina, number 3.
Number 3. What I did was really bad. I am ashamed of myself.
Very good. Okay. Now I and myself are the same person. So there you go. Yes. Very good. Don't be ashamed of yourself, Carolina. It's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Gracias,
No,
teacher.
you did a great job. No need to be ashamed of yourself. Okay. All right. Thank you. Andre, can you try number 4, please?
We've got a problem. I hope you can help me.
You got the right idea, the object pronoun here, but what is the object pronoun for we've? For we. We, okay, is the subject pronoun. What would be the object pronoun?
No, is
A group of people, including me, is
her?
A group of people, including me.
Well, it's not the subject. I don't know.
Okay.
You know?
No. I hope you can help us.
Us.
Us. Okay. We is we. What do we do? We ate lunch. The lunch was eaten by us.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing. All right. So we is a subject pronoun and us is the object pronoun.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't saw it before the lesson. You saw it before?
What's that?
Did you see before?
No, we're doing these exercises for the first time. You just you came into class a bit late, so
yes, because I just arrived there. I don't know. I don't saw.
I know you're trying to catch up.
Yeah.
All right. Just try to get the idea here. We're looking at our focus is on using these reflexive pronouns: myself, yourself, ourselves. But right now, some of these sentences we can use reflexive. Some we need to use the regular object pronoun.
Okay.
Okay. Hogan, back to you, number 5.
Number 5. Can I take another biscuit? Of course. Help yourself.
Perfect. Again, very common phrase. We looked at that earlier in the lesson. All right. Jonathan.
Okay. You must meet Sarah. I will introduce you. No, I will introduce.
No, you had it actually.
You to her, yeah.
Okay. All right. I will introduce, or I'll, Jonathan, I'll.
I have a problem with contractions. I have to practice that.
I'll introduce you to her. Okay, that's it.
You to her.
You, of course, use the tricky pronoun where the subject pronoun and the object pronoun are the same, right? As opposed to he and him, she and her, we and us. You and you is the same. I'll introduce you to her. Okay. Notice the prepositional phrase here. kind of saw this earlier where Lena was asking me how to use relax and concentrate with the reflexive to talk about other people, him, her, it, and so forth. When we have it in a prepositional phrase, we can use it that way. We have the same, it's still the same idea. Okay. All right, well, that doesn't make sense here, but I'll introduce you to yourself. Of course, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't make sense, but it is possible in other verbs and other situations for it to be a reflexive pronoun if it's referring back. Okay, maybe we'll see another circumstance here. Oh, I think we will shortly. Carolina? Yeah. Yes, question? Go ahead.
I think. Did you have a can? Can you give an example of that?
Sure. Okay, here's a morbid idea, but I'll kill the cat myself. Okay, never mind.
No,
I'll
please.
how about, okay, I'll eat the cake. How about that? I'll eat the cake myself. Okay. I'll eat the cake even by myself. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll eat the cake by myself.
Okay, thank you.
He get. All right. How's that? Okay. All right. Or even better, the boss gave the bonus to himself. Here, we all know about this. All right. How's that for an example? The boss gave the bonus to himself. All right, here we have the prepositional phrase. The object noun is the bonus, but we're adding a prepositional phrase to show location or time, well, obviously, or purpose, well, okay, or direction. Here we're showing where, we're actually showing place, direction. He gave it to himself. So there you go. The reflexive, again, referring back to the boss. Okay, hopefully that's a good, better example for you.
Yes,
Okay. Carolina, now, number 7.
Don't worry about us. We can take care of ourselves.
Very good, and good job using ourselves with the V. Ourselves referring back to we, the subject noun. Yep, great, perfect. Okay. Andre, number 8. Andre?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I just move some. Okay, number 8. Don't worry about the children. I take care of. I don't usually.
Well, children. I'll help you out. Okay, okay, don't worry about the children. I'll take care of the children. All right? So in order to not be repetitive, we use pronouns. So what pronoun would we use?
Is the third person.
Okay.
Is the children? Is it? It's not. Is the third person? Is the third person? It's
plural.
Yes, it's plural. Oh, no, it's, oh yeah, it's plural. Yeah, third person plural. Okay, plural. I don't know. I'm
Not
sorry.
quite.
I just not ability for to answer, and
Okay.
this is the first time I usually this word, you know.
So it's okay.
What
Well,
do you mean? Yeah.
hopefully you can learn something here. Okay,
Yeah.
the children would be them. Okay.
Okay.
If I'll take care of the children and myself, that would be okay, actually this is a learning point. You would not normally say I'll take care of the children and myself. That's although it seems to make sense, it would make a lot more sense to say I'll take care of us.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so us includes the speaker.
Is for to the third person plural?
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I have you
Well, I
have
mean,
a logic. I don't know logic there. I don't
okay,
understand
the
its
object.
logic.
Well, actually, the object is I, so it's
Yeah,
actually speaking in the
the
first
first
person.
person. Yeah,
Right.
I take care of the
Yeah.
house.
Plural pronoun. Take care of is one long phrasal verb, so it's actually a 3-word phrasal verb.
Okay.
So just the object pronoun, plural, them.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Hogan, number 9.
Number 9. I gave them a key to our house so that they could let themselves in.
Yep. Very good. Plural. So the plural, reflexive, of course, to they. They could let themselves in. That's it. Okay, now we're going to use some tricky verbs to see. All right. Use yourself only where necessary. Okay, so you may not need to use the reflexive. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. What was number 8? Number 8, Jonathan, don't worry about the children. I'll take care of them. I is the subject, so it's not reflexive. Them, referring to, of course, the children. Okay, so some a little bit trickier verbs here. Let's try this one. Okay. All right, for example, Martin decided to grow a beard because he was fed up with shaving. You wouldn't say shaving himself. You don't need to do that. You don't need another object. You don't need an object noun, period. Okay, Jonathan, can you try number 2?
I wasn't very well yesterday, but I feel much better today.
Very good. Yes, you can't really use a reflexive here.
Yes, it will be redundant, I think.
It would be, but you know what? There is a kind of a phrase, I feel much better about myself since I started exercising. You know
Okay.
what? I definitely have heard that phrase before. So, I think I said way earlier in the lesson when we looked at this, I disagreed with this, and I couldn't think of an example at the time, so I just sort of glossed over it. I feel really good about myself since I started exercising. Well, okay. I feel good about myself. I guess I'm doing exactly what I told Lena to do. Instead of I feel good, and then prepositional phrase, about myself. You can't really do it directly. So, okay, actually, well, it's still the same. You can't use it as a direct object, but you can rephrase it as a prepositional phrase. I guess that's the same thing. Okay, Lena, number 3. Oh, no, wait,
It is
sorry.
another.
Yeah, sorry. See, I can make mistakes too.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Here we go. All right, now number 3.
3 or second? Three. Yeah.
3.
I climbed out of the swimming pool and dry myself with a towel. Towel.
Okay. Towel.
Towel.
Yeah, I climbed out of the swimming pool and dried myself with a towel. Okay. Yeah, that's right. All right, very good. Okay. Good job. Carolina, number 4.
Okay. I tried to study, but I couldn't concentrate myself.
Know myself.
Concentrate
Again,
me?
no, you don't need an object now.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And
couldn't
this is
concentrate.
I
Okay.
couldn't concentrate. Again, that's the one that sounds very funny because you concentrate orange juice. When you concentrate an object, see, here's what it is. It's quite simple, actually. It has to do with if the verb is transitive or intransitive, which means does the verb take an object or not take an object? And the funny thing is the verb concentrate, one meaning like thinking hard, which is what we mean here, is intransitive. You don't concentrate something. You can concentrate on something, prepositional phrase. That's not an object noun. I couldn't concentrate homework. I couldn't concentrate test. See, it doesn't take any object, not just a reflexive. It doesn't take any objects. So when we do use an object, then it sounds like we're using the other meaning of concentrate, which is to reduce, to make more potent, or like concentrated orange juice. You concentrate a formula and make it stronger. All right, so suddenly it sounds really funny because it sounds like you're meaning the other meaning of the verb. All right, that's the problem. That's what this all boils down to, actually. As soon as we finish this exercise, I'll give you some more examples here.
Okay.
All right. Andre, can you try number 5, please?
5, okay. If somebody attacks you, you need to be able to defend.
Defend what?
No?
You can say defend yourself.
Well, you defend yourself.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. So, right, you need to be able to defend yourself. See, again, now with this verb, you defend the fort. You defend your wife. You defend something. It takes an object now. So,
okay. It's necessary to take an object.
Right. So you need an object. Right. So yeah, there you go. You defend yourself in this case. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Hogan, number 6.
Number 6. I'm going out with Chris this evening. We are meeting at 7:30.
Yeah. You can't meet yourselves. Without a time machine, you can't. You could say we are meeting each other.
Okay.
And that would be fine. Okay. Right. All right, Jonathan.
You're always rushing around. Why don't you sit down and concentrate?
Well, no.
Relax yourself.
You can't relax yourself. Okay, now you can and you can't. Now here's a word. All right, relax. Obviously, Jonathan, I can say, here, have a seat and relax. I don't need to say, I don't need an object now. Of course, here's a case where I can say, all right, I'm giving you a massage. Okay, relax your shoulders. Just relax your shoulders. Aha. In this case, it is taking an object noun. Let me,
Okay.
okay, I know this is a confusing point. Let me see if I've got some other material which I can share with you. And I
Yes,
do.
you have to have a object to say like myself or to replace myself.
Okay, well, here it is. All right, we use a reflexive pronoun after a transitive verb. Okay, when the direct object is the same as the subject. All right, when the subject and object are the same. The direct object, not the indirect object, like about myself. That would not be the direct. I feel good about myself. That's not a direct object. That's the indirect object. But after a transitive verb, which means it's a verb that takes an object, for example, defend. Defend your wife. Defend the fort. Defend yourself. Okay. Let's see. I am teaching myself to play the piano. I teach English. Yes, teach takes an object. Be careful with that knife. You might cut yourself. I cut the potatoes. Okay, sure. Of course, cut takes an object. So there you see it. Takes an object. So there you go. By the way, here's a short list of verbs that is very, very common to use with reflexive verbs. Notice we had mentioned enjoy. Hurt, think about it. Introduce, obviously. Kill. There's a reason I used kill earlier, Carolina, because it is commonly used with a reflexive, although it's not very nice statements. Okay. All right. So do you see that you cut something, you dry something, you enjoy something, that you need an object noun with all of these? Okay. I can't say I introduced. You need to introduce something. You kill. I killed. I killed. You need an object noun. Okay. Okay. All right. But all right. Hopefully you have the idea. Any questions about we use reflexive nouns when we need to use an object noun anyway, or with verbs that take object nouns? I mean, that's should be quite logical anyway. All right. Because here's another point. Some verbs change their meaning slightly when they have a reflexive pronoun as the direct object. Okay, abuse, blame, help. For example, would you like to help yourself to another drink? There's that reflexive, asking, offering, making an offer. We've seen that in the lesson already. Would you like to take another drink? Could, well, I don't know. I don't even know in context. Okay. Not even sure what that means in context. I wish the children would behave themselves. I wish the children would behave well. See, okay, I am amused. All right, I can use it as a, well, that's actually an adjective. He applied to the job, all right? Okay. All right, these are kind of tricky verbs that can be, the thing about verbs is sometimes they can be fully transitive, fully intransitive, or they can be both. So these ones that can be both are a little tricky. He found himself lying by the side of the road. All right, without it, he was surprised when he realized that he was at the side of the road. Okay. saw myself as a famous actor. I imagined that I was a famous actor. They're pretty much the same. Some are a little bit different, but pretty much the same meaning. We can rephrase it.
I have a question. In this sentence, we can use both of them.
Yeah, either both of these sentences are equally grammatically valid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, okay, for example, the verb enjoy, I think I mentioned earlier, always has an object. We all enjoyed the party, my lunch. If enjoy has no other object, you're basically forced to use a reflexive pronoun. You have to enjoy something, in other words. It has to have an object. Okay, and this is the point I made earlier. All right, he washed in cold water. He always shaved before going out in the evening. We don't normally, for these normal behaviors, we don't normally use a reflexive except when we need to add emphasis. He dressed himself in spite of his injuries. She's old enough to wash herself, to dress herself. Okay, that's the idea. Let's see, up the challenge a little. Let's see if you guys can, well, let's see if you guys can form a sentence using some of these more, a little bit trickier words. Let's try this. Okay, Hogan, can you form a sentence with a muse and a reflexive?
Amuse. I can amuse myself when I am sad. I don't know if it's working.
A little weird. Well, it's a little strange because, just because of the context. The grammar isn't weird, just the content. Okay, because who's normally amused when they're sad? But I can amuse myself all day at the library. All right, fine. Yes, and yes, I amuse myself is very common, actually. Jonathan, can you try one with apply?
I apply to the job myself. No,
because here's the thing. You apply, okay, here's one of the verbs that has two meanings, like concentrate. Apply, I know, you understand that meaning for a job. I applied for a job. Notice I'm using a prepositional phrase. There is no object noun.
Okay.
I applied for a job. You don't need an object noun. Okay, it's possible to say, for example, I applied for a job by myself. Ooh, all by myself. With that meaning of emphasizing. It's a little strange because, wow, so what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, but another meaning is I applied myself to the task. For example, meaning you did something in a focused way. Do in a very focused way. You apply yourself.
Okay.
All right. So the second meaning then.
It's like concentrate.
It was very similar, actually. I didn't. You're right, actually. Lena, can you try one with?
Try one with
busy.
Busy.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I make myself busy.
But who is?
I don't know. That's weird. Hogan, what are you doing? We can hear you. You're unmuted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you for helping.
Sure.
Okay. She She has a new job. She busy herself in it.
Busy. She busies.
She busies herself in it.
Oh, okay, in it. Maybe I might say with it here.
With okay, with it.
But yeah, that's okay. Whoops, this would be a period, but okay. Yeah, that's fine. You busy yourself with something. Yeah, okay. Well, here's a little problem as well. Sometimes I applied myself. She busies herself. Would sound weird without some more information. Okay. I can amuse myself. I amuse myself is fine. I apply myself is fine. I busy myself doesn't really make sense without more information. So you got to be a little careful of that fact as well. Carolina, can you try content? Well, Carolina, no.
Okay. I content
Myself. Okay.
myself to answering, I don't know, for answering my books.
Okay. Content myself. I make myself satisfied. All right. I content myself with okay. I content myself with and again we content myself with something. All right. I content myself with okay, whatever. Cocoa. It doesn't matter. It could be something abstract or I content myself with a cocoa. But yeah, all right. All right, you make yourself happy and satisfied with a cocoa. Like that. I satisfy myself with a cocoa. Satisfy actually belongs in this list. Okay, we are over time. Andre, can you give me a quick one for behave?
No, I don't know exactly the sentence because behave is the word to be with to have. I don't know exactly signification.
Well, okay. If behave, the word behave means to not act, to act responsibly and well. Usually you tell children to behave. Don't act badly. It's a very general verb to act good. That's it. Act good. So I behave myself like that.
I behave myself sensibly.
Sensibly. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. Great. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. Sorry about taking you a little bit over time. Thanks a lot.